Hello viewers, I am Apurva Singh and I am wishing you all health and happiness. Today in this video we are going to deal with Merchant of Venice Act 1 Scene 2. In my previous video I have already explained you all Act 1 Scene 1 and we now are acquainted with all the characters of the play. So today first I'll give you all the brief summary of the scene, that is scene 2, and then we are going to begin with the line by line explanation. So the scene now moves from Venice to Belmont. So scene 1, it took place in Venice, remember? Now we are moving to the another place, Belmont. So now in Belmont we will be introduced to the heroine of the play, that is Portia, and we will find her having a conversation with her maid Nerissa. With Nerissa, we will find her discussing about the will of her father and the scheme of the father's will. So now what was the scheme of his father's will? The scheme of the father's will was that before his death, he had devised 3 caskets, and whosoever would choose the right casket would marry her daughter Portia. In the meanwhile, we find Nerissa who reminds Portia about Bassanio. Why? Because Portia had found Bassanio to be very attractive. So this is how the play is going to move forward, and we will also come to know that what opinion does Portia hold about the suitors who have already come in to try their luck. And in the same way, we will see the characterization of all the characters, and the action is going to move ahead. The action will carry forward the play. So, talking about Portia. Portia is represented as the most powerful and witty character by Shakespeare. She is intelligent, she is satiric, she is strong, she is sensible, but at the same time, presently she is in a sad mood, as Antonio was in the melancholic mood in scene 1. So why is she in a melancholic mood? Why is such a beautiful maiden in a melancholic mood? We will come to know by the lines. So let us begin with the lines. So, scene 2, Belmont. So Belmont is a foreign sounding name of an idyllic place on a hill. So the scene is taking place in Belmont, a room in Portia's house, which is very important for you all to note that where the scene is taking place. Enter Portia and Nerissa. Portia: by my troth, Nerissa, my little body is aweary of this great world. So she says that in truth, Nerissa, my little body, my little physical frame is now tired of this world. Nerissa: you would be sweet, madam, if your miseries were in the same abundance as your good fortunes are. So Nerissa says, she gives a very witty remark. She says that you would be, sweet madam, if your misfortunes were in the same abundance as your good fortunes are. Then she says, and yet for aught I see, they are as sick that surfeit with too much as they that starve with nothing. So she says that yet as far as I can see, those who grow gluttoned with too much in their life, they starve more than the people who have nothing in life. That means people who have too much in life are sadder than the people who have very little in life. It is no means happiness therefore to be seated in the means. That means she says that it is no use of having too much in life or to have enough in life. Why? Because in both the cases, men are not happy. Their desires, they don't end. The desires keep on growing in every second. Superfluity comes sooner by the white hair, but competency lives longer. So she says that those who have too much of anything will age sooner than people who need to starve to get things in their life. So she is making a universal remark in these lines. Portia: good sentences and well pronounced. So Portia here, she says that Nerissa, you are making good remarks, and your sentences, your proverbs are highly intellectual. And then she says, and you are pronouncing it well too. So by the use of the words sentence and pronounce here, we can get a sense that Portia is here acting like a judge. Why? Because these words, we basically hear it from the lawyers or from the judge in the court. Nerissa, they would be better if well followed. So Nerissa says that yes, but it would be better if it would be obeyed by everybody who knows about it. Nerissa, if to do were as easy as to know what were good to do. So Portia says that it is difficult to do what we know what is good in life. It is not always possible for us to do what is good. Chapels had been churches and poor men's cottages, princes' palaces. And she says that if it was easier to do what was good, in that case, these chapels, they would turn to be huge lavish churches, and the poor men's cottages would turn to be the prince palaces. It is a good divine that follows his own instruction. So divine here are the preachers. So she says that he is a good divine, he is a good preacher who follows his own instruction. I can easier teach 20 that were good to be done. So she says that she can easily teach 20 men that what is good to be done than to be one of the 20 to follow my own teaching. And she also admits that it would be very difficult for her to follow or to be one among those 20 men whom she is instructing to do good. It is not possible for her. The brain may devise laws for the blood. So she says that the brain may instruct us what is good and what is good that is to be done. But a hot temper leaps over the cold decree. But the hot-tempered desires, they always jump over the cold decree. The cold decree here is the old laws. Such a hair is madness, the youth. So she says that the same is the madness of the youth. Why? Because during our youth days, we are high-spirited. To skip over the measures of the good counsel, the crippled. So she says that during our youthful days, what do? We skip over, we jump over, we leap over the good counsels which are being given to us by the elder men. But this reasoning is not in the fashion to choose me a husband. But she also realizes the fact that when she uses the word choose, she is not authorized to use that. She has no right to use the word choose. Why? Because she is restricted by the will of her father. For me, the word choose, I may neither choose whom I would nor refuse whom I dislike. So here Portia says that she is in a condition wherein she is not in a position to refuse the man whom she is not going to like, whom she is going to dislike, and she cannot even choose the man whom she likes to get married to. So is the will of the living daughter curbed by the will of her dead father. So Portia says, and in this way, the will of the living daughter, that is Portia, is restricted by the will of her dead father. Is it not hard, Nerissa, that I cannot choose one nor refuse none? So she asks Nerissa that isn't it hard, Nerissa, that I cannot choose nor can I refuse the one whom I don't want to get married to? Nerissa, your father was ever virtuous. So Nerissa says that your father was a virtuous man, and holy men at their death have good inspirations. And she says that holy men like your father get good divine guidance during the time of their death. Therefore, the lottery that he had devised in these 3 chests of gold, silver and lead, whereof who chooses his meaning, chooses you. So he says, and therefore, the lottery which he had devised, that is the choice of the gold, silver and lead casket, is going to give you, is going to get acquainted with the right man to whom you are going to get married to. Why? Because that particular man is going to love you as much as you are going to love him. Will no doubt never be chosen by any rightly, but one whom you shall rightly love. So no other man except for the man whom you are going to love is going to choose the casket. But what warmth is there in your affection towards any of these princely suitors that are already come? So Nerissa now interrogates Portia that what affection, what opinion she holds of the suitors who have already come in to woo Portia. Portia, I pray thee overname them, and as thou namest them, I will describe them, and according to my description level at my affection. So Portia says that please name all these suitors, and as and when you are going to name the suitors, I will describe and I will tell you what opinion I hold for them, and you can measure my affection for all the suitors who have already come in. So we are going to stop here. That's all for today. And in my next video, we are going to know that who were the suitors, what were their name, and what was the opinion which Portia holds for all the suitors who have already come in to try their luck. So if your concepts are clear and if you liked my video, please like, share and comment and give it a thumbs up. Thank you very much.